Hello everyone, welcome back to the Brain Boost channel. Today we're going to be looking at memory errors and the process of forgetfulness. So let's just jump right in. So we're going to talk about the 7 sins of memory, and these are a lot of different things that we're definitely very well aware of, and I'm going to teach them to you as concepts and help you understand some of these ideas here. So the 7 sins of memory are categorized into 2 groups: errors of omission and errors of commission. So if you just logically think this through, errors of omission, the word omission means to fail to provide something or to get rid of something. So these are memory errors where information cannot be brought to mind. Okay, they're not there, they're missing. And the different examples of errors of omission, which we'll go into throughout this video, are transience, absentmindedness, and blocking. Now, the errors of commission are memory errors where wrong or unwanted information is brought to mind. And the different types are misattribution, suggestibility, bias, and persistence. And altogether, these are all these 7 sins of memory. So let's just go through each category and each sin of memory. So we're going to start with errors of omission, the first being transience, then absent-mindedness, and then blocking. So first off, transience. So what happens here is that this error of omission is describing how basically the memory degrades over time for certain things. So this is just kind of forgetting. Naturally, over time, forgetting things, failing to remember things as time goes on, and almost like pruning information away. The next one is absent-mindedness, and this is when information is not encoded to begin with. So this could be because you weren't paying attention, or you did not fully rehearse the information for you to remember. And an example of this is misplacing keys. So that might not sound like it is an absent-minded error of omission, but in fact it is, because imagine you had your keys and without thought you placed them in your backpack pocket, when normally you put it in your right jacket pocket, but without thinking you put it in the pocket in your backpack instead. Because you weren't paying attention when you did this, you were probably looking at something else, paying attention to something else, you were absent-minded. Eventually, when you need those keys again, you're going to go looking in your jacket pocket on the right like you normally do, and you're not going to find it, and you're going to have to start rummaging before you can find it in your backpack pocket, and you may even question how it even got there, or not even remember that you put it there. You know, physically remembering yourself putting it there, you might not have that. So that is your absent-mindedness. Next is blocking. So this is when the brain is trying to retrieve or encode an information, but other memories are interfering with it. And blocking is actually responsible for the tip of the tongue phenomenon. So this is when you are, for example, trying to remember an actor in a TV show or the name of a song that a certain artist sings, and you're almost there, but you can't remember, and you're possibly suggesting other names, but those are wrong, and these are memories that are interfering with the actual title of the song or the name of the actor that you're actually looking for. Next are the errors of commission. So these are misattribution, suggestibility, bias, and persistence. So we're going to start with misattribution here. So basically what this is that what happens here is when we incorrectly recall the source of information that we are trying to remember. We are misattributing the wrong piece of information that we're trying to remember for something. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You're just thinking of the wrong thing. The next here is suggestibility. So this is similar to misattribution, but the difference here is that there is a suggestion that makes you think of the wrong thing. So this is almost like you are accepting a false suggestion that is made by someone else. So I'll give you an example to help you understand this actually. Basically, an example here would be that, let's say a person sees a crime being committed by a blonde person, a blonde man, right? And they went and watched the news when they got home, and the news reporter said that this crime was actually committed by a brunette, a brown-haired man. And this is when that witness, that person who saw it, starts to remember this blonde person actually being a brunette, when in reality they were blonde. They were just accepting the false suggestion made by a news reporter, and now they think that the person is brown-haired when they were actually blonde. Now, I don't know of any news reporter getting a fact like that, a trait like that wrong for a robbery, but this is just an example. So the next one here is bias, and I'm pretty sure we all know what the word bias means. It's pretty self-explanatory. So bias is similar to suggestibility. The only difference here is that in suggestibility, this is when we're taking somebody else's suggestion and going with it. Misattributing based on what somebody else said, accepting what that person said, and then creating your memory based off of that, which is what we just explained. Whereas bias is having your own feelings or notions and using that to almost distort your memory or change what you remember. The next one and the last one is persistence. So what this is that it's recalling information that you don't want to recall. Oftentimes this is information that is somewhat negative or even disturbing. So this can range from just making a mistake, saying something stupid to someone, and then just always remembering it and feeling embarrassed every time you remember it, or a traumatic experience that occurred to you and you can't seem to forget about it. Both of those are persistent memories. And persistence is essentially responsible for PTSD. And this is when something traumatic occurs and the person that was affected by this trauma cannot seem to forget it. So an example would be like a war veteran, someone that came back from war, and they seem to have vivid flashbacks of their time serving, and they can't seem to forget about it. It just keeps happening, and it's unwanted. So that is persistence. And that is it for today's video. Make sure you like this video and comment any other video ideas or topics that you would like for Brain Boost to cover. Make sure you also subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we upload a video. We also have our links in the description for Instagram and TikTok, so you should definitely check us out there.